Robin. Hey, everyone.
Hey,
Hey, everyone. It's Robin.
it's your girl Yuba, and welcome to 14.
14. How
All
you
right,
guys doing tonight? How you doing tonight, Eva?
I am here. Girl, I am here. It took me a minute, but I'm here. It's all good.
Yay!
So,
Welcome to 14.
another episode. Just in case you're new here or haven't seen us in a long time for a couple of reasons. uh, yeah, so a little bit about us. This is a podcast about a little bit of everything. They always ask us what this podcast is about. It's about nothing. It's about everything. It's about life, y'all. About life from a 40-year-old perspective. But it's for everybody. So thank you for tuning in and joining us this evening. And it's like not like y'all got anything else better to do right now. Just joking. But click like, click share, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And go ahead, Robin. Go ahead with the next. I'm just like, woo, what time is it?
Oh, well, we're here at 14. That we're here to talk about, our opinions from the 40-year-old and up perspective about everything, anything that's going on, anything that's happening in life right now, whether it's politics, gossip, dating, whatever you want, it's just going to be from the perspective of where we are in our 40s. So a lot of our um, uh, life experience is going to come from that. And also, we may be talking about some other 40-year-olds, things they're doing good, maybe not doing too right, and highlighting some people. But tonight's topic is focused on the one thing that's been keeping us all hostage for the last 2 years, is the talking about the things going on with the COVID virus. So our topic tonight is fake it till you make it. Are vaccination cards counterproductive to stopping the spread of COVID? And you've been following us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, we talked about COVID and we talked about whether to mask or not to mask prior to.
Right.
But now we're focusing more on now this thing has hit our area, which has been in New York. It's this whole concept of having vaccination cards, going into restaurants, basically whether that's really doing anything. We're hindering people. Some people may say we're hindering their rights. So we're trying to kind of explore that. But before we get to all that, it is Black History Month. Yay! So each episode we're going to highlight someone significant in Black history, maybe more current. We're trying to do, not just Frederick Douglass, but some current. We got some Black folks, either close to their 40s, young Black folks doing stuff. And so
making history, exactly.
Yes.
And for me, for us, Black history is 365 days. So just to let it be known, we're not to a month. So we might be doing this the whole year round. So get used to it, y'all. I think people forget how much we contribute to this country. This country is our country. This is our country. We built it for free, and we still contributing on a regular basis. So people forget about that. I had to go on a girl on Instagram because she told me some y'all struggles and nobody don't want y'all struggles. I was like, well, get to stepping. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, so that is what we getting in tonight. And tonight, Who's making Black History tonight?
Tonight we're highlighting Dr. And Dr. Corbett, don't get me if I mess up your first name. Dr.
It's me.
Kizmikia Corbett. And she's
Yeah,
a local.
girl.
She's a
Yeah,
local. Yes. And she went to UMBC, my sister's alma mater. So she's a local Marylander. And she has done a lot in respect to the COVID vaccine, Moderna. So she's a science superstar by leading the team behind the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Kismikia Corbett, class of '08, has already changed the world by inspiring a diverse generation of emerging researchers. She is also helping to change the future. Y'all, she's doing big stuff. She's
that's
doing
right.
like really, really, really big stuff. She even had a little shout out from Dr. Fauci, who said the vaccine you're going to be taking was developed by an African American woman, and that's just a fact.
That's
That's what he
right.
said. That's just a fact.
That's
So
about
I
you.
think she's like 36 or 37 or something like that. So she's a young woman
Yes,
just interested in science. And I love it because we need to get more of our young people into science. We're not enough of us in science. And now everything we touch, we turn to gold. So now we just making history. So we want to highlight Dr. Corbett, who's doing exceptional things. And she's locally, working for NIH, still working for NIH, National Institute of Health, if anyone doesn't know. And we just want to highlight her. She's doing amazing things and helping us in the crisis that we're currently in. So,
right. And so, what we're going to talk about this evening. So, thank you, Dr. Corbett. We appreciate you. This Black History Month and always. And y'all say her name. If you can pronounce it, you say her name. We're gonna call you Dr. Kizzy. Oh man! Oh my gosh! So, if anybody who knows us or has ever watched the show or ever dropped through, dropped in, dropped out, you know that I was full on against getting the vaccine. Not because I don't believe in vaccinations or nothing religious or anything like that. It was just that I don't feel like you should be rushed, and you should make an informed decision. And I thought it was too soon, but because of where I work, um, it became mandatory. So it was like, do I go to work? Do I get this vaccine? So I got the vaccine, and I lived. Then I got the COVID. So I'm still having mixed reviews about it. I mean, I feel like maybe I was able to skate through because a lot of people have not been fortunate. People have lost a lot of loved ones due to COVID. You just went to funeral services. Get sorry for your loss.
I did. I did.
It's
COVID related.
we was able to skate through with minimal damage, and I can't help but think that it may have been because I finally got vaccinated. So I do. I'm not. I'm still against people forcing you to do it. You should do it at your own time. But I'm definitely thinking it made a difference, and I don't. I can't bet my life on it. I haven't done any scientific research, but I'm just going by my personal experience. So, if you're still pondering out there, you're thinking about it. Think hard, y'all. Think hard.
So Yuba, with that
Yes.
being said, what do you feel that these vaccination cards, now you have one, do you feel like it's counterproductive to stopping the COVID virus? Do you think it's doing anything to um, you know, prevent or decrease COVID?
Um, I don't think so. It's kind of like I I don't know. I think it's kind of like penalizing people in a
Mm-hmm.
way. And you have to have it now. What if you've been vaccinated and you go somewhere and you forget it? You can't get in. It's just like I don't know. It's kind of like they're again forcing you to get it, and not only it's not stopping this. It's not to me. It's not stopping the spread. It's minimize the effects, but it's not stopping the spread of the coronavirus. So I don't see why it's beneficial. Honestly,
I can
I'm
tell
just
you what it is doing, folks. It's creating some good hustle, crime, criminal, white collar, good old white collar
mm,
hustles on the side. Let's talk about these two New York nurses
mm,
in New York. Um, uh, that we actually it was big news in the past couple weeks. Two New York nurses charged with forging COVID vaccine cards that ended up earning them more than 1.5 million. Not in a year, guys. 3 months. Three
I know
months.
that's right.
Because if you don't know, New York is like they don't play. They want you can't do anything without those cards. You're not going to any. It's not just eating restaurants. You're not going to any inside facility without your vaccination card. So the two nurses on New York Long Island are being charged with forging COVID-19 vaccination cards and entering the fake jabs in the state's database. So they were actually entering that they gave the viruses out, but they did not. The scam allegedly ranked more than 1.5 million. I think in one of the homes, one of the ladies had like, I want to say like 900,000 or something like that, in between 600 and 900,000, just like in her own cash. Their names were, I think we have them up on the screen here. Don't get me if I murder the names. We're just gonna call them Julie, who's 49, over 40, guys. We even after 40, we do our little hustles. She was the owner and operator of Wild Child Pediatric Healthcare in Amityville, and her employee, Marissa, another 40-year-old, 44, are each being charged with one count of forgery in the second degree. What do you think about that, Eva?
Now, at this age, you should know that.
This vaccination punishment, as you put it, has now caused a criminal enterprise. And these women never had any priors before.
I think people look for opportunities. People have been selling water, saying that the COVID is in the water. People have been thinking that have been real creative with ideas, and it's like, come on, y'all. Dang, but that's a good chunk of what?
It is. But when you put stuff in a database, you're gonna get caught,
Right. And was it worth it? So now, not only do they not have that quick cash, they lost their license, so they lost their livelihood.
Her business.
Right, their business. Now, did it talk about whether they had families? I'm sure their families are affected because they going to jail. They do criminal time, yo. And I feel bad for them because that was just pretty ingenious. I'm like, hey, if you could get away with it, but no.
I think wasn't another guy in Maryland? Didn't you tell me that was another guy in Maryland?
Yes. It was a guy. What is this? Is this Tyrone Jackson? No, it was a guy in Maryland. I think Baltimore.
Okay.
He was selling.
He was just giving out cards.
He was giving out cards and just writing anything on it. I don't even think he had like a system, but who's really checking? I mean, I guess the government is checking, but who's really checking these things to see if they're legit? And then
that in New York.
That makes me mad because I had to get the real thing. You better tell me I'm going to get a card.
Exactly.
Paper, that's not right. So I'm going.
No, it's not.
Things all floating around in me, and now I can't. I got to carry my card, and they got the fake joints, but they get. I guess that's the same as like a bootleg movie. I don't know. I digress.
I mean, but you were like, with that being said, like, doesn't it make sense just to, I mean, I don't think, okay, let me say this. That's scary because this is why we're talking about this, because that many people, to be honest with you, they were charging $220. I forgot to say this. They were charging $220 for adults and $85 for kids. So it wasn't like a lot of people, even for the 1.5 million, you charge $220 an adult. But my point is that that's that many people that's really not getting the vaccination cards. So it really doesn't matter what they're putting because people are presenting fake vaccination cards. So it's really counterproductive. It's not really, in my opinion, it's not really doing anything. This was, an interesting, consequence or causation, whatever you want to call it, of what they put in place. But my point is that it makes sense. The government is putting down their own, like, prohibiting us from doing certain things. And now, I remember I was telling you about prohibition when we couldn't drink alcohol. Now it's not about alcohol, people buying fake cards, but it still didn't change anything. It just made opportunities for people to, engage in criminal behavior because people want to go travel. They want to, it, now we can't even go to eat in certain cities. Not all cities, by the way. I think Chicago, Boston. I think that's what we looked up. Chicago, Boston, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
So we
DC.
had
Not all the fun places.
we went to for restaurant week to I can't even remember the name, La Cocina, and
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I've heard
at
of
the
it.
wharf, and we had to present, like everybody had to present a card. Kids, we all had, and we had to show it and show an ID to say this is really us. So it was weird because when we went to the Kennedy Center, they checked for ID, but when we went there, it felt a little invasive, and I didn't want to
Yeah, it
be
was.
like, "Oh, don't speak for my," but it's kind of like it's your personal health record, first of all.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with that. But it's not really because the people out here with fake cards, what are you really, I think they should just I think they should have just kept the mask mandate and the social distancing, like limited capacity to restaurants. That made more sense to me
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
issuing you have to carry your vaccination card. I just
True.
I don't know. I don't think it's helping anything. Like the numbers,
Mm-mm.
people are still getting COVID. Um,
People still dying.
People still dying. So they want to make money and they want you to get. I don't know. It's counterproductive. It is. I really think so.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like if you're going to put down or create a law, it needs to make sense and it needs to be practical. And it's just not. Me and my mom went out for a restaurant week, and I felt like I was trying to get into a club just to go eat. Like you
Right.
said, it wasn't even a person greeting. It was like a big sign with a stand like right there at the door. So you
Mm,
already don't feel welcome. And it wasn't a lot of people in there. And I think in part because people don't want to have to feel like, they're breaking out, they're getting into a club or doing anything. Like it's just uncomfortable to have to
right.
stand in line and wait to show your card. You got a reservation. It was just really uncomfortable and invasive. I think it's actually going to be counterproductive because in terms of restaurants are probably not going to get the money they had before. People are either going to be offended or they're not going to feel like going through all that. So
Mm,
it's actually going to, that's why I think it's counterproductive. It's not helping in terms of anybody's health. It's not decreasing COVID. At the same time, restaurants are going to make less money. New York they're more strict. They seem to have it down to a T. They're more adjusted to it. But I don't think the DC area, at least our area, I don't think it's going to be like how it is in New York. It's because so many people die in New York. It may resonate with them more.
right.
People die here, but like a lot of people die in New York. So I think
Right.
it resonates with them more, and they're packed on top of each other. Like even here, we all have space, right? We're not all on top of each other. So maybe in certain cities, but I don't know if it'll work in our city.
It's a
But at
small.
least the
I
same.
think it's a smaller area, and that's why it seems like the number this area per capita is just smaller. DC
Mm-hmm.
is just a small area, so maybe they really feel like it's really going to make a difference. But ironically enough, when we were going to restaurant week, the Trump supporters, the people who want the rights to not get vaccinated, was out there protesting. So
Oh
I was
Lord.
like, what going on? I was like, oh Lord,
Only
they
in our area.
some
I
protesters.
mean, I kind of get it. It does feel invasive, and um, Republicans are really about doing their own thing. The Republican Party, they're not. They don't want any kind of government interference, and you can't get any more government interference and telling people you can't come to work without your vaccination card. You can't eat without your vaccination card. So I get why it was happening. Some people may actually, a lot of people may actually agree. I personally would would be irritated if I had to do all this, go through the pain, being sick twice to get the vaccination card. People just get a fake card and do it. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with the process of having to show a vaccination card. I'm
Right.
just saying, since it's out there, I don't think it's fair. If you're not going to get it, then whatever comes with it, what comes with it. I don't think it's fair for you to fake something, you know, and then,
No.
act like you got it. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't fun. It's not like you get the shot and you chilling. People get sick. It does not feel good. I hear the boosters even worse. So we all go through this pain, and people like, well, I don't believe in it, and I'm like, that's fine, but don't try to fake something just so you can go to the club. That's why
And
I
you
have
spread your
issues. Then you're
nerves.
fake concern. It's not even real concern. This is fake concern, right? This is not
Right,
real concern. You're not
right.
really about the cause. You just, you know what I'm
You just
saying?
wanna you just want to
You
socialize.
want to do what you want to do. Yeah, that's what I have an issue with it. Other than that, I think people can do what they want to do. But at the same time, I agree with them too. I don't think this should be mandated, in this way. It's more effective if everybody just wears a mask. I still say that. I still stand by that. But that's my irritation with it. That's why, the main reason
What
I
about
wanted to talk about this.
countries who force people to keep, in the house? You can have a curfew, things like that. I mean, I think Americans, on the other hand, I think Americans, we just feel like we're too entitled and we don't have to succumb to anything. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a pandemic and nobody knows how to deal with it because I think they just going along as they just like, okay, this sounds good. This sounds they just a boardroom full of directors sitting around saying what sounds good. So on one hand, no, I definitely don't like, especially when it comes to my health. Um,
Yeah.
it just feels very restrictive. And I'm not a Trump supporter, but I definitely think you should have the right to choose to be vaccinated or not. Now, they are saying that you can get a doctor's note or a religious person to, and now, and but they're
Okay,
holding the
that's good.
doctors, they're
This
holding the
ain't gonna
doctors.
get you in no restaurant.
The doctors are like being threatened basically. You better
What?
not be signing no unless it's a real life threatening, like one of the elements. You have to be severely allergic to one of the elements in the vaccine. Like the doctors are, the doctor I always go to. she
Mm-hmm.
would she wouldn't provide. She was like, nope, I can't sign your death certificate. I'm not giving you I'm like, come on.
Not a death certificate.
That's what she said. She was real
Wow.
dramatic. Like, no, she was like, I'm not willing to do that, and I've treated COVID patients, so I'm not willing to sign that.
She's
So,
so funny.
yeah, I tried to get out of it. I really did.
No, y'all. For I know where y'all just meeting us, but Yuva does not take the flu. She don't take nothing. I mean, she gets out of this thing every single year. We worked in a hospital together, so we should have said as disclosure. We're talking about something we actually know. We know about universal precautions. We know about vaccines, and we were working
Right.
in a hospital during COVID. So we're not talking on the side of our neck. We talk about vaccines. It's something that we're aware of. That the patients that we worked with, that we
And we
were
were
allowed.
serious.
We work with dialysis patients. They had to get vaccines every year. So nobody's saying that vaccines are wrong. We're just saying it's the stuff that's going on is unprecedented. This has never
Look,
happened. They don't
look,
keep
I
you
got
from
all
COVID.
my vaccines, okay? But it's just certain ones that don't sit well with my soul. Okay.
Right.
And that is
But it's
the
not, I mean, you're
vaccine.
used to say, I'm not going to do this. It's not like,
All
if
right.
you're not
Yeah.
comfortable with something. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
You
this is
know,
not a new, so our thing is that I guess it's now is like, what are they going to do now? If people don't get the flu shot, you won't be able to go. A virus is a cold, like a cold or the flu. So, do we think it's extreme? Yes. But if we got to do it, I
if
mean,
I
I don't think it's right to single out people, but I'm just saying, I'll be mad. You want to pay $220? Mine was free. I ain't paying nothing. I didn't pay nothing. It doesn't make sense to me. But I understand because people don't like being told no. Your rights, in a way, their rights are being taken away, our freedoms. But you was right. The other country part, when I was in Germany, I was just this man tried to take off his mask, and the flight
well, he,
attendant, we
he
were just there as a layover. She said, no, no, sir. They will fine you like $100 or 100 whatever euros. And he was like, what? But I can't breathe. She was like, they don't care. And it's true. The only time I saw people take a mask off was to smoke a cigarette or, or eating. They do not play in other countries. We actually do have a lot of our freedom still intact. When I was in Greece, they stopped playing music because they were scared people were going to get up and sing and dance, and they didn't want to spread it. There was
they be
no
like,
music. So if y'all think that just not having a little card takes away our freedoms, y'all have to visit these other countries. Y'all don't. Have you ever been in a country with no music? Like other countries are not playing. We say we don't need y'all dancing each other's faces, so we just ain't gonna have no music. Right? You sitting at the restaurant. They didn't care. It was the most dead country I've ever been to. I had to listen to music in my ear because they were so scared people were going to get COVID. So I think Americans think they don't have freedoms, but the truth is we have more than most people in the world. But we're just not used to having anything restricted, and I get it. This is what they promised us, that we would, have freedom of speech, we would have rights. And I think it's kind of weird for us because we're not used to people telling us, our government telling us what to do.
Right. But do you actually think, my thing is, do you actually think it's beneficial? Like, do you actually think that it's really
Yeah.
cutting down the numbers? Because people, like I said, I was
I
good
forgot it.
for 2 years. I
Me
was good
too.
for 2 years without the vaccine. And then as soon as I get it, I got the vaccine. I got vaccinated in October. Come
Mm-hmm.
December, right before the holidays, boom. I was like, oh Lord, I knew it was, I felt it. I was like, oh Jesus. The Lord. I'm like, nah, what is this? So I was just like, see, and I'm just thinking to myself, if I hadn't got this daggone vaccine, I'd be okay. But
We,
what you
we
gonna
got
do?
something from Miss Alize. Says a federal judge. You see this, Yuva, in Texas ruled that Biden administration cannot enforce his vaccine mandate for federal employees. Yeah, I heard. I heard that actually. I did. I heard that. Actually, talking to me when I was working, talking to a client and stuff. They had some problems with it. But that was crazy. That was there in the first place. But now, I'm concerned because I have a license in certain cities, and or certain states, I should say, and um, some people that I know are working are saying now they want them to get the booster shot. It's kind of like, where you know how some religious organizations don't believe in paying for like birth control because of their religious beliefs. It might be like a religious like company or organization or something. I'm feeling that kind of way. Like I wonder, can individual like companies say we want you to get this booster for your job? Can they say that? Because they wouldn't let Biden do it. They wouldn't let the government do that. But I'm
Well,
hearing that people are being required to get the boosters.
yeah, because it's their private money, it's their private business, and they make their own rules. And
Okay.
with the so yeah, they can, and then you just lose your job. But people, it's some people that's so hell bent against this vaccine that they are willing to lose their jobs. They don't care. They just like,
Mhm.
and then there's government assistance for people who can't work because they don't want to get the vaccine. So it's like a double edged. So it's just, I don't think I'm really tired of talking about COVID. Like I want this to be over, but I don't think it's going to be over
Mhm.
anytime soon because of this. Like if if the government does not, now I don't want them to, but if the government does not step in, it's just going to be continuously over the place. I was just, yeah, it just,
Mm.
some people just resign. As they
Yeah,
said,
that's true.
they
That's
retire.
very true.
Yeah.
There's
People don't
some
make.
people I know they lost their jobs. They're working for
Mhm.
30 something years and left, and
It's terrible.
but you know what it was, you know what it is. Some people, I'm 100% sure people were getting sued and the government had to pay some money back too.
Oh
It's probably
yeah.
why they rushed to, you know, to put the kibosh on this, on this little mandate they put out.
But they had like PG County was the county executive. She was under fire because she decided to close schools down before the holiday. And because people were getting COVID, like I said, I work in the medical field, and we would just
Mm.
get. It's so overwhelming that half the staff was out because they got COVID. It's just crazy. It's just like I've never seen anything like it, and because we've been in it for so long, I'm finally getting used to it. But it's I don't think the numbers, they go up, they go down. I just don't think. And then it's a new variant that's out now. What's the new variant? It's not
Okay.
Omicron or Marion. They was calling
Marion.
it's not the
Who's that
well,
dance he was doing?
it
I don't know what it was, but
was
they were
funny.
going around, and I felt so bad for him. They talking about his dance. Now they done named the virus after him. This is not his year, but you know what? He making that money. He getting those subscribers now. People looking at him more. They're
So
like, who is that?
what's the new variant? Is anybody know the
I
new
don't
variant?
know. I just heard there was one, but I didn't hear what the name may have
And
been.
then when did they tell you? Because I don't even know what variant I had. I'm just assuming it was
I'm thinking
Omarion.
it was for me. It was Omarion. I think for me it was Omicron because the sore throat was a big time feature, and that's what I got first. It started with the sore throat.
Yeah,
It was awful. I wouldn't wish this on my enemy. Nobody
I
should be
was
like
so weak. That was
in
the only
pain.
part that I just couldn't get over, and it lasted for a long time. I couldn't get out of bed. I was like, hold on, Lord, I gotta lay back down. I was
Yeah,
just
you're unproductive.
like my whole energy. I was like, oh my Lord. Like, woo. I was like, Lord, he be. I was like, yeah, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta lay down. I was like, So yeah, that's terrible. I just want this to be over. So whatever they can do, and people stop buying fake cards, please.
And tell them what can happen.
Oh,
Well, we don't want what can happen to you if you actually get found with this fake card. You don't want to be that person. The FBI is looking at jail time. I think I saw something like up to 5 years or something like that. So it's not worth it. Don't get caught with just get it. If you that pressed to go somewhere, get the car so you can go or whatever. Just do it.
You know it's a good hustle, but you're gonna get caught just like everything else.
Yeah,
And
don't get caught with those fake cards. It's not good. Jail time, y'all. Really, jail time over vaccine. I mean, if you don't want to get it, I respect that, but don't, just know that it comes with other stuff. And I don't think it's right, but it is what it is now. And states and counties, they have the right to govern how they want to govern. So I'm not with it. I'm not with the fake cards. I'm sorry. Y'all can come for me, but if you had to sit through the pain and the uncomfortableness and the headaches of getting the going through the process the vaccine does, even with the flu, you feel something. I don't think it's fair. I could just say, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna skip that part and just write my name on something.
So I can go
I'm not with it.
It
wasn't easy. Yeah, and we had to do it twice. Yeah. And we had to do it twice. And it was worse the second time.
Now, before I got vaccinated, I didn't have any problem with staying in the house or staying with my mask on. Or actually, I invented the mask, y'all. No, I'm telling you.
The mask. No, you did. She did.
When it first started, thank you, Chris. When it first started, my supervisor, where I was working at the time, she was telling us not because we was in the front office. She told us not to wear a mask because we're freaking out the patients. If they see us with masks on, because we came in with the N95 joints, we were just like, wow. And she was like, no, you're making the patient uncomfortable. I was like, but guess what? I'm gonna be uncomfortable if I get COVID. So wear this mask, and then we suggested everybody else.
Like 2 weeks later,
and then Fauci was like, we gotta wear masks, and she's like, everybody put on your mask. We was like, you already did that. You late. You late. I don't need Fauci to tell me what to do. Common sense prevails. Okay, something's going around. They don't know how it's passed. They don't know how you prevent it. So let me put on this mask. And my office mate had on gloves, mask. She
spray, Lysol spray, y'all. She had Lysol spray in our office. It was
a little office, we wasn't trying. We was like, get out. We was like literally putting people out. Don't come in here unless it's an emergency.
You're working on floor with patients. I mean, like actual treatments. They were doing actual treatments. Okay, we had to put on everything, and they were coming into their office space. So, it was crazy.
It is still crazy. I can't believe that we still dealing with this. Like this is really a topic that we still have to talk about. And
it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, and every time somebody goes somewhere, that's why it's just like you want to do all these things, but is it worth it? So now it's a new variant. Every time somebody want to go somewhere, they come back and bring it back a new variant. I'm like, oh my Lord, why can't we just close it like they did in Australia and New Zealand? They just close the borders and tell nobody can't come in.
They let nobody in.
And then it cuts down on the numbers. But I don't know. Y'all got any solutions? We love to hear it, because what do you think should the country do?
Please comment below.
Comment below. Please comment, because I need to. It's just getting frustrating. I don't know. It's like, what else can you do? You're gonna get the booster. You're gonna get another booster. It's not stopping. It's just not. It's not stopping. So hopefully this is the last year we can get it under wraps.
I hope so. You think that now that they know a Black woman invented Moderna, they might feel more comfortable? Now
But
that
trust
she part, like, oh, okay, that's the one that black girl did. Okay.
let me get the
I'm just proud that she's from a Maryland school. That's here from Maryland school. That's amazing. That's
HBCU,
amazing.
y'all. So that is great, and man, I'm just like we're just a phenomenal people. I mean, it is, that's why I said we can't be limited to 1 month. So y'all gonna hear us giving tributes every day, every week, every week we
Every
shouting out
week.
because it's Black History 24/7.
And the month of love.
Oh yes. Oh gosh. Next week is Valentine's. But that's a whole nother topic. That is a whole nother topic in itself. But well, if y'all new here, that's like I said, thank y'all for joining us. I want to give a shout out to Simply Talking Podcast for the amazing Alizé and our home team, y'all. What's up? And remember, 40 is the age where what, Robin?
Uh-oh, she put me on the spot, y'all. I had it all in my mind. Wait. 40 is the age where we are old enough to know, but young enough to grow.
Amen.
There we go.
Right. So tune in next week.
We're talking about love something. If you want to know, just just tune in and see what we got to talk about. And remember, we don't want to catch y'all with them vaccination cards, them fake ones. We don't have no time for that.
I fake it till
you want no jail time.
It ain't worth it. Go ahead and get that shot, man. Go ahead and get that shot. Might save a life or two.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time. We out.
Bye. We out.